film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.
Coming at you from the mean streets of St. Louis, from a basement on South Broadway, the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Because indie film sucks, still.
It still sucks.
Still sucks. And
It sucks, but people like to join the suck with us, apparently.
I guess.
Oh, yeah. And
Tonight.
I love the title.
Yeah. Thank you. Tonight we have our very first guest.
Woo!
Director Nathan Karimi.
Cool, guys. Thank you. I did first guess. Thank you.
Yeah, number one.
Yeah, welcome, man. Welcome.
All right, we got to baptize you now. What's your suck, Nathan?
Okay. Basically, like, what's the part of life I'm not enjoying kind of deal?
Whatever your suck is.
In filmmaking.
In filmmaking.
Filmmaking. Dude, so I would say, I don't know, I'm at a pretty low point in my career right after the first feature, and I'm just like, nothing has happened with it yet. It hasn't been that long. So I'm just, the patience is wearing thin with being like, when's this shit going to pay off? But
We know the pain, brother.
so in some ways money all the time, but this kind of shit bothers me the most. This just sounds absurd, especially coming from St. Louis and stuff. But so this next script that I'm doing, it's called Kill the Coyote, and I want Aubrey Plaza to play the
Main character?
not by no stretch the main character, but the main B story character, I'd say.
Okay.
The mother of these two children. If she doesn't do it, I don't care. It's fucking fine. We'll find some. There's bad motherfuckers all over the world.
Yep.
But I like her a lot. I thought she was phenomenal in Black Bear. What sucks to me is that I absolutely do not definitively know if she'll read the script. That's all a motherfucker can ask for, right? To have an equal chance is for people to read your shit. She might not ever fucking read it. And that's just a reality across any kind of jump to the next level. It makes it fucking hard. People don't fucking communicate well.
No, I think a lot of people listening right now can probably relate to that. There's a lot of people out there trying to throw their scripts out and stuff, and don't know where they go, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of that blind faith, I guess.
As Greg has pointed out before in a podcast or so, you're nobody until you're somebody.
Yeah.
And you break that fucking invisible line.
Yeah.
And it's hard, man. It's
Yeah.
tough. We feel your pain, man. We know what you're going through.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It
Trust
sucks.
me, this is the basement of nobody.
All right. Hey, I was curious on, what the hell got you started in thinking you could make a movie? Are you crazy?
You know what? Probably in some kind of small way, but I feel like the camera was a position of power when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're making a fucking home video or whatever, and it's like sledding. It's like my dad would be like, Nathan, tape this, because he fucking loved to, see himself flying down a hill or whatever the fuck. It just seemed like the cameraman was always a position of power. Who gets to hold the fucking camera? And I was always just I fucking love holding the camera. I'm definitely better than my older brother at it. It might be the only thing I've ever been better than him at type shit. Just there always being a camcorder when we were kids. And my dad's Iranian, so I think coming to America, he was probably just the technology was probably insane for him. So just cameras always being around and using them. And having an imagination, I guess.
Yeah, so how did that get you, drive you into, because I know on your last feature you did, the writing and the directing, right? So talk about your evolution through, going from the little boy with the camera, right? That's the power position, to the real power position, writer and director, right, Greg?
Yeah, lack of power.
Yeah, for real.
You think you got the power.
I had these switches throughout life where I was just I need to do something creative, for sure. And it always felt like God telling me that. Call that fucking early onset, mild, slow drip, schizophrenia, call it whatever the fuck you want. But it felt good to me. I was life is presenting me these options to do creative shit. And it always feels better than everything else. So, my brother one time came in my room, and my brother was fucking cool dude and great extrovert, and I'm kind of more of an introvert. My brother's like, Nathan, dude, I'm in 7th fucking grade or 6th grade. He's like, hey, dude, can you do this fucking homework for me? This shit's stupid. I don't get it. Because he just never cared about literature or any of that. It was a quick, like, write-up assessment of a bunch of poems. Well, the first fucking poem that hit was Edwin Arlington Robinson's Richard Cory, which is, this, Simon & Garfunkel remade it, too.
Okay.
They say that Richard Cory owns one half of this whole town. Rich dude who is sad, let's just say that. You guys read but it's got a fucking punch, and it's like 10 lines. That was kind of the fucking time where I was like, holy shit, man. I love creative shit. Like, it's not just running around with a camera fucking squirting ketchup on each other acting like we're in Braveheart or something, and when we're in 3rd grade, like, this shit's tight. So whatever, I probably ignored it over the next 5 years in favor of chasing girls. That never caught up.
It outran your ass, huh?
Yeah, fuck yeah. But it's all good because I caught the best one.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, long story short, I kind of re-fell in love with like poetry and shit around that time, and then probably after college I started hanging out with some of my old friends, Ricky Zelli, Sean Streeter. We started a little thing called Carzell Street Productions. It was my last name, their last names, Carzell Street, Karimi, Zelli, Streeter. That's where Gung Ho was born, because we started this fucking little production company, and I was just like the one doing everything. Like, I was making all the calls, I was shooting all the videos. Like, I was so fucking pumped up about this shit. And at one point, there came a trip to go to Kansas City to shoot something, and both my friends bailed on it. I was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? We got this shit planned. And they're like, dude, you're too gung-ho. And I was like, no fucking such thing. That's kind of where the name was born.
How old are you in the story?
21.
Okay.
Probably 21. Maybe 22. Anyway, 2015, for whatever reason, or 2014, I bought the fucking Screenwriter's Bible and Saved the Cat. Read those motherfuckers, digested those motherfuckers. I love that formatting shit. I'm not into hearing about, like, theory and stuff. I really like that formatting. That's, like, the most helpful thing for me. And both those books do it great. Bought that, signed up for the 48-hour film festival, made that, and then I was just, boom, off. I fucking was obsessed.
Just talking about being too gung-ho, I always called it the treehouse principle. It's like when you're kids, everyone talks about, the treehouse they're going to build. We're going to put a moat, we're going to have a flamethrower, we're going to, it's going to be 6 stories high, we're going to put windows in it, and everyone talks about this, and then the next day, I was always the only kid there with the bucket full of nails and the hammer. Right? It's like no one else showed up.
Yeah.
It's like, man, when I said I was going to do this shit, I was 100% serious.
Yeah.
I feel that very hard, how everyone is like all gung-ho, and then when the shit hits the fan, everyone's gone.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
But you stuck with it and stuck to it. So what happens after that?
We did a few things, and then obviously Oscar Tango Hellwater, now having gone through that, feels like the first fucking thing. I feel like that fucking repopped the cherry, dude. Like a feature. So you guys you guys are probably the most prolific, right? You guys have the most like movies.
Wicked Pixels made more films than 88 millimeter.
Oh yeah.
But we're probably right behind them.
Yeah. Well then. Either way, to both of you guys, like, what that first time was like. Holy fuck, what a learning curve.
Yeah, it's
Every one of them, I'm telling you.
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, and we talked about in our earlier episodes about you needed that learning curve, though, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That was key to you making, right, your future. So I looked you up a little bit, right? So 2015 to 2017, you got a little thing, 2017, you got a little thing on, it's called Earth Mom.
Yeah.
What, a TV movie? What? Come on. Talk about that.
Dude,
Talk about that a little bit.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you for fucking looking me up. That's awesome. Earth Mom, dude. Okay, I made a bunch of movies. I made like 12 short films that were all just garbage for the most part. Some spots where I was like, okay, like that's enough to recognize you have some talent in this. Keep moving, rather than no, you're just fucking not good at it. 2 of them were surrounding like festivals, like 48-hour film festival, 77-hour film festival. You guys ever done those?
48, yes.
Yeah, we did the 48 10, 11 times, which was
great. As 88 millimeter production?
Yeah, which is...
Yeah.
If we did it 11 times, it's 10 times too many.
Yeah.
It's
such a love and hate fucking.
Yeah,
but you hone your skills, right? I mean,
For sure.
I would encourage any young filmmaker to go out, grab an iPhone, grab your camera, grab whatever you're going to do, and go do a 48.
Yeah, for sure. Or don't pay for one and do it in the fucking backyard. But thank God, love 48 for fucking putting it on. Because I'm trying to put on a festival now, and I'll tell you what, it's fucking hard. But Filmmakers are broke, dude. Sometimes you're charging these motherfuckers $110. You should charge them $15 and fucking give them a high five.
There's this real
Yeah.
suck.
There you go,
That's
man.
a suck. now we hear it.
They're just so good. All right,
I
so
wish I didn't
so
see
Earth
it.
Mom.
So Earth
Let's hear
Mom. It
let's
says
hear about Earth Mom.
TV movie. This is what I'm intrigued
Okay,
about.
yeah. So Earth Mom, Earth Mom came like this. I made 4 a.m. in like 2015 or 2016, and I'm gonna be honest, it swept at the St. Louis Filmmaker Showcase pretty much. So I was really excited about that. I was like, wow, this fucking did really good. So I'm gonna get a fucking call from Hollywood. Like I thought it was gonna be this huge.
Sound familiar?
We don't understand.
Yeah,
This guy's preaching our
got it.
language.
you know.
Yeah.
So, like-
that's a great feeling though.
I read this. Yeah, man, it's a great feeling to realize what this phrase I'm going to say comes from this book I read by the Duplass brothers, Like Brothers. There's two things that I took out of that book that were tremendous. One of them is, because I've experienced this so many times, and I'm guessing you guys did too, the cavalry ain't coming type shit. You know?
You got to be your own cavalry.
Yeah. After 4 a.m. winning so well, I was like, dude, this is going to be awesome. I wrote another script that was a just hot piece of garbage. Real artsy, real like, you know, I don't know. It felt fucking like an immature fucking piece of shit to me. But anyway, tried to fucking get that thing financed and try to do all of the things that you do. Nothing made sense. I ended up getting an IMDb Pro subscription, and I fucking called this actor, Shahab Hosseini, who was in these Iranian movies that I fucking love. Well, anyway, he's just this fucking tremendous Iranian actor, and I wanted him to be in this thing. Well, anyway, I called his agent on IMDb Pro because they have those numbers there.
Yes, they do.
Well, this dude's agent is basically his friend that like lives in LA, who probably emails him every 3 months and says, you know, Shahab, someone emailed you, you know, like I don't think she was an agent. And anyway, this guy calls me back and he's like, hey Nathan, we looked you up, man. 4 a.m. was really cool. It was really cool. He's like, Shahab can't do this because he wants to maintain Iranian citizenship, and there's drugs and alcohol in this. I guarantee Shahab didn't want to do it because it fucking sucked. I mean, realistically. But Chris liked this guy Chris liked this movie. He's like, would you like to come out and direct something for us, like, in the next 6 months if I could get it together? And I'm like, I'm already starting that disappointment train where I'm like, yeah, dude, I'll be there. You know, like, he's not going to call me. Sure enough, like 5 months later, this dude calls me, Nathan, I got 2 of those scripts together I was telling you about. And I was like, okay, first of all, massive check mark to this dude because, you know, he fucking built the playhouse or the tree house.
Built the tree house.
Or at least brought the fucking tools. So I was like, okay, this is fucking cool. So, like, I respected the dude for that. Anyway, we're talking for a while, and he says, you know, do you want to come out and do this? I was like, do I want to come to fucking LA to direct a fucking pilot? This is it, baby. This is fucking it. You know what I mean? I was like, thought for sure the cavalry type thing. And anyway, we talk over the next 2 months and it felt productive. We were talking about just shooting this thing and, you know, the rate. He's like, I'll give you, I don't know if it's $100 a day or if it was $100 for the whole trip and pay for the flight. But dude, I was so ecstatic about any element of this happening at all that I was like, yeah, I don't care if he gives me $8 a fucking day. So anyway, about 3 weeks before the trip, he calls me and goes, hey man, anyway, you could pay for your own flight. And I was like, bro, no. That's just a line morally I'm not going to cross.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not flying my fucking broke ass self out for you to give me $100 to film something. No, I'm ready to go, dude. I have shot lists. Like, I'm ready, motherfucker. This bitch is directed. Long story short, I felt like I had to stand the ground there. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, he's like, there's a bunch of guys out here at, like, the film schools or USC, like, that are, like, directors in school. And, you know, they'd probably do it for free. And I was like, okay, man, go ahead and have one of them do it for free. Anyway, he calls me, like, a week later and is like, hey, we're good. Don't worry about it. And then I was like, hey, I've been also thinking I need a DP on this, dude. Like, I can't shoot this, direct this. You know, I'm not even a fucking shooter at all. And I'm colorblind. So he ends up fucking agreeing to pay my friend the $100 and flights. So probably $1,000 all in on us, which felt so good to us. It was Hezekiah. You guys know Kai, don't you?
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was Kai. So we went out there. Dude, there were... And Chris, you motherfucker, if you're listening, you are such a Chris is such a solid dude.
Okay.
This fucking dude. He is, man. He did a similar thing where he hit me up like years later and was like, Nathan, this director might be interested in, or this producer might be interested in people. And I was like, that's such a solid fucking move, man. Because I didn't talk to this dude for 5 years. He was still fucking tight. But anyway, we get out there. There's a Party City bag, like about $80 of Party City shit to make this home in Los Angeles that belongs to Iranian people. Well, let me tell you something about Iranian people's style. It's black or white couches, leather, glass, everything, and just balls out plants and decorations. Not at all what a Midwestern home looks like. So we have to decorate this thing into this. So me and Kai basically were like the set designer, the fucking shooter, the fucking rigging our own lights. Neither of us were even remotely prepared for this. We both were not fucking anywhere near where we are now as filmmakers. But we made it, and it fucking was terrible, and 100% of that was fucking my, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, no.
You know, but there's also this, we were completely not prepared for this fucking level of shit we needed to do. So it ended up kind of fucking crushing, dude. It won like some shit out at like the Hollywood Short Film Festival. And Chris was real happy with it. And, you know, Dave Pitt edited. And Dave, if you know, is fucking extremely, like, he's talented in every element of filmmaking. So he basically polished our turd so it looked like a fucking corn on the cob.
So transition us into to your feature.
Did that Earth Mom thing, didn't fucking, go anywhere.
You didn't stay in Hollywood, no?
I didn't stay in Hollywood, no. I did miss my flight that night because me and Kai fell asleep in the fucking...
Terminal?
Yeah, the terminal where the chairs are.
Yeah.
Yeah, fell asleep there. Called our fucking flight because we got there hella early, so our terminal was filled. We sat in like one next to it. Just fucking both just passed out, missed the fucking flight.
How long were you in LA for that?
Like 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
So short, quick, easy.
Yeah.
I don't know about easy.
17, like we were working like 17 fucking hours, ridiculously late in the morning, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And what did you learn from that experience, though, to what make you want to stay to do the next one?
I don't know if there is an honest answer to this. I think it's mostly I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't fucking know. I just like it.
What year was
what
year was this?
What year was Earth Mom?
Yeah.
2017.
So what'd you do between Earth Mom and Oscar Tango?
Yeah, so we did this thing called Abducted Anonymous, which Scully was in. I would like to say hopefully no one will ever fucking see that. It's the second worst thing I ever fucking did. Past the point where shit I did what should have been okay. Like, when I was a kid, I fucking sucked. Obviously, I didn't even know to fucking cut anything together. But I did Abducted Anonymous that I thought was like kind of a funny script. Scully was in that. There was a lot of good people in that. Okay, this is kind of another good story. Like, in 2018, after Precious and the Damned, I was just like, dude, I'm probably going to give up on filmmaking because I'm not going to keep like putting $3,500 in and $1,500 here and $800 here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit's just it's terrible. So I made Precious and the Damned, me and Seth Ferranti. You guys, I don't know if you saw that. Not great, but I was proud of it because I was like, man, I felt like I really fucked this up on my own. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I had everything and, it just didn't feel that great of a movie. But anyway.
Was that another short? Or was that
short. It was like a long short, like maybe 20 minutes, something like that. It's not great, man. Just silly, kind of immature kind of piece. Well, anyway, for that or whatever reason, being discouraged, I was like, in about 2018, I was like, dude, fuck this. Like, yeah, I got into it for honest reasons, man. Like, I really, 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 really love storytelling. Like, I do. Like, definitely, I'm like an introverted weirdo that fucking needs art. Like most people who are introverted fucking weirdos that need art. So I was like, I'm going to write a book. So I started writing this fucking novel. And I got off social media. I fucking pretty much stopped using my computer. I got a typewriter and just use it on there because I was like, I just got to get back to the fucking, the purity of this thing. So I'm writing this fucking thing, and it's called Strong Boy, and it's called All the Sons of Bitches, and it's called, all kinds of different fucking iterations of it. Well, the novel that kind of came out of this was called Blood Like Water, and it was about a fucking boxing coach from the Great Depression era. Well, he works in a fucking factory in Ireland. He manages this potato factory, and he also runs like an inter-industry boxing matches. So he does this in Ireland. He's pretty fucking successful. You know, a lot of guys kind of attribute that he invented the jab and shit like this. You know, like all these little quirks about him. Well, anyway, his boss comes and tells him, he's like, hey, you'll get like a 10 times pay increase if you guys move to St. Louis. They're opening a ball field and they want to sell potato chips. So the fucking dude moves to St. Louis. It was like 1928, 1929. Fucking shit crashes. So there's no ball field. The construction is way off. He's busting tables. His wife's pregnant. This motherfucker is dirt poor. Well, he ends up getting in with the fucking dudes at the restaurant to start a fight club within the city, kind of like he had in Ireland. So I'm not going to get more into it. But that is about the place, 86 pages, where my car got broken into, stolen. And if you remember, I wrote it on a typewriter, so I didn't have it anywhere other than notebooks, which also got stolen.
Oh, shit.
To me, that felt like a divine intervention to be like, you stupid motherfucker, make movies, dude. And then I came back, I took an iteration of that, All the Sons of Bitches in the World. I did that with my collaborating partner, David Pitt. He shot it. We did it at BB's Blues Bar downtown. Sean Scott played John L. Sullivan. I love that. It's one of my favorite things I've ever gotten to do. And anyway, did that. I wrote that script as a pilot. That won Blue Cat, which was the biggest thing I'd ever won. And that was another time that I thought the fucking cavalry was coming. Cavalry did not come on that either, you know. And I wrote a script called Slay the Plague. It's about this fucking small town that's having like their 100-year or 200-year celebration, and they have a carnival that day. Well, these fucking dudes end up coming in and like slaughtering the fucking pastor and his wife, and then announcing at the centennial that they died of a virus, and that they're distributing these. He's the national director of religious television, and he's gotten like clearance from the government to ship these TVs that are like preloaded with religious service, whatever the fuck people go to whenever they're religious. Anyway, so it's just kind of like a dark takeover thing like that, where these TVs obviously got these people all fucked up, and it's like a fucking. Long story short, these people. I did this fucking another 48-hour project with these people. These people said that they wanted to. You know, oh, we have this space and like we can get some money and let's make a movie. And I was like, let's make a movie for like fucking $50,000. Like nothing insane. Feels insane to me, but like when people are like, what can you get? $50,000? Yeah, we can make a fucking movie for $50,000. Of course we can.
Nice.
We drive 2.5 hours out to meet them and present the whole plan for this thing. This is the kind of shit I'm talking about that fucking bugs me. This is another suck moment.
There you go.
Is we get out here, man. We drive literally 2.5 fucking hours. Go to this meeting. This lady who initiated this fucking conversation. Her husband doesn't even show up to the meeting, and she's like, he's the main one that's got to make the decision. And I'm like, okay, well, why did you not tell us that before we drove 2.5 hours? We meet in the same warehouse of the space that they were going to use. There was no fucking electricity. It was freezing in there. We were all wearing our fucking coats. Clearly, like, meant to be a quick in and out type shit. Like, don't make yourself feel too comfortable. And she was just basically like, yeah, we just don't feel comfortable asking for that kind of money. I'm like, damn, could have texted me that. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you, 2.5 fucking hours, but it's okay because those 2.5 hours are where real shit happens. Well, Dave is a real filmmaker, the realest of filmmakers. He is, man. He loves this shit. And, you know, I also love it. I'm be honest, I don't think I love it as much as Dave. I love storytelling. I don't know if it's filmmaking that I love as much as him. But we were like, dude, we got to make something. Like, let's make something for $15,000. Like, let's just motherfucking make something. Like, let's go all in. What the fuck are we doing? You know, we're about to be fucking 30 and we don't have a single fucking movie, all this shit. So we talked, and then, you know, there was just like this idea of, hey, let's roll Slay the Plague back. Instead of there being 12 people, let there be, you know, 2. And instead of this, so I made Slay the Plague significantly smaller and in a way worsened it, you know. Oscar Tango Hellwater's cool. I'm very fucking proud of it. I am.
So that's what it became?
Yeah.
So that little thing you had there, that 2.5 hours, all that grind, all that stuff you had to go through.
Yeah.
2.5 hours back, you came up with this.
With Oscar Tango Hellwater, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think every filmmaker who's been doing this for a while has had that moment when you meet the person, says, oh, I'm going to offer you this, we've got this money, we've got this situation, everything is set up, it's completely locked down, and then when you actually go to talk to them about it, it's all bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's been there. we've been there.
Yeah.
Countless times.
Yeah. And
Disrespectful, man. It's fucking disrespectful.
yeah, it's I had a guy who for years, and this guy has money. I need to be a producer. I love your work. I want to produce some of your stuff. Finally, I go to him with the film. I'm like, okay, you want to produce some of my work? You love my work? Let's do it. And he's like, yeah, can't.
Got other stuff I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Where was this fucking where was that 2 weeks ago? Where was that
Yeah.
energy 2 weeks ago, or however long?
So yeah, I feel that super hard, but that kind of disappointment and anger usually fuels what comes next.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. And if you said this on an earlier podcast, tell me to skip it. How do you guys finance your movies?
We had investors for films. My first feature was Amphetamine, and that was completely self-financed. Total budget $10,000. It is what it is. You know, for a first-time feature film and a first-time feature filmmaker, if people didn't know jack shit what they were doing, it's not too bad. Is it a great film? Not really.
Yeah.
But subsequent films was a combination of self-financed and investors.
Yeah.
And Red Knight was the first fully investor-financed film.
Yeah, man. Filmmaking's like, it's when people realize how unapproachable it is. Like, it's not like. I guess filmmaking is super approachable because you can get a fucking cheap ass camera and go do it. But to do it really well, like the discrepancy between that level and like what you see at like let's just say the Hollywood level.
Oh shit.
Kids are probably like gonna expect to get that on their iPhone now that shit's so easy, and it's like, you know.
It's not like we asked for millions of dollars for
Yeah.
our film either.
Yeah.
That'd been nice. Maybe the next one.
Yeah, dude.
We'll see.
Yeah.
No, but your work, like you said, a lot of times the reason why you got some success is because your other stuff was good. Right, you put some good stuff together, and and that's what we did with our work, right? So
It's got better every time.
Right, so we've used our body of work in order to tease investors, and we understand that in order for us to make the next one, Red Knight's got to do something.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably thinking the same thing with Oscar Tango Hellwater,
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Is where you're at. So where are you at with that movie now? Where's it
Well,
sitting?
let's not jump into where we're at now. Tell us more about the production. How did that get?
There you
rolling?
go.
About the Oscar Tango Hellwater production.
Yes, sir.
Someone introduced us to these people down in Blackwater, Mark Danner, who is an executive producer on Oscar Tango Hellwater, and Nicole Cornine. They are residents of Blackwater. Nicole owns a hotel out there.
Blackwater, Missouri?
Yeah, Blackwater, Missouri. Nicole owns a hotel out there called the Iron Horse Hotel, and it's fucking badass. It's like old school, like it looks like a horror movie, and then you find out that literally like the doctor who was living there killed himself in that fucking hotel. Anyway, this place is sweet. Those people are awesome. We went down there, and it's like, dude, they just say yes to everything. They were just like so fucking welcoming. Like it was ridiculous. If there's a question, Mark would just be like, well, let me see what I can do. And then it would pretty much get done. So you want to talk about building a fucking playhouse. You and Mark would have got along at the age of 10 or however old you're building a playhouse. Because, Mark comes to play and he was just the man on this. They were just cool ass people that like we talked to down there, and we're like, hey man, like we want to shoot a movie down there. They wanted the idea of tourism and fucking people staying at the hotel, going to the restaurant and things like that. So they were all in on it. And they were just extremely, extremely, extremely helpful. We shot down there for 10 days. We did a pickup of 3 days down there. And then we did like 8 more days on like inserts and shit like that. We shot in my garage. There's a scene on the railroad track that we fucked up really bad in Blackwater. And we ended up reshooting it in my backyard, and it's one of the cooler parts of the fucking movie. Yeah. And then,
Happy accident.
dude, yeah.
Awesome.
It wasn't even that fucking happy though at the time. I was like,
Right.
I was not happy. That really did hurt the mojo of the movie because that was our fucking fault, scheduling something that difficult on night number 1. And we weren't in real.
Never done anything that stupid, man. What's wrong
What were
with
you thinking?
Yeah.
But you do bring up a really awesome point, because this is the Indie Film Sucks podcast, and we talk about a lot of the suck and a lot of filmmaking. A lot of filmmaking at this level completely sucks. There's no escaping that. But you meet these people that you've never known before that are just really awesome, and they're just all in, and they just give of themselves to make your vision come true.
Yeah.
And every film we've done, we've met those people here and there.
Dude.
And
Awesome.
that's
sure.
That's the great thing about this this whole ride is
Yeah.
meeting people like that.
Oh, 100% for sure, man. And you realize like, and what's crazy to me is watching people grow, like people that I worked with in like 2015, and then seeing them like, I haven't seen you in 5. Holy shit. That's like how you're fucking doing set design now? That's how you're fucking doing makeup now? Like, okay. Like, fuck, you've gotten better. And dude, when you see that, I don't know. I'm a huge fucking fight fan. And I always think of things in terms of like that objective, usually, sometimes judges fuck it up, but whatever, the audience kind of knows. That like fairly objective decision or final to a fight, right? Like, dude got knocked out, this guy won. Like, there's no question about it.
Yep.
There's no like definitiveness like that. There's no like definitive terms like that in movies because they're so subjective. But like, watching someone fucking get better is kind of feels like the equivalent of watching a fighter who kind of like sucks when they start and then watching them just like, holy shit, that dude's takedown defense got really fucking good. I don't know.
They put the time in.
They put the time in on their one thing too. I'm talking about people that are doing like, dude, for example, Hezekiah. Hezekiah started out not knowing fucking shit about shit with filmmaking. And now, like, he's a DP. He's got a fucking really nice camera. He's fucking knows what he's doing with lights. He knows the language. He works. I think he probably makes way more fucking money than I do, and it's all doing filmmaking shit. And that was, like, in a 7-year period. You know what I'm saying?
We talked on an earlier podcast about people who start off just at the very bottom, and they work their ass off how quick they can be promoted in this business because not everybody can bust their ass to become what Kai became.
Yeah.
Or what you've become.
No, not me. Most people can bust their ass. It's hard, trust me.
So how'd the production overall go for you?
Good, great. I came out of it learning a shit ton, of course. I'm not saying that Oscar Tango Hellwater is going to be the fucking greatest movie ever. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying this. I have high standards and I'm proud of it.
Cool.
So, that said, let's dig into the suck a little bit. Dave it was our production. We literally labeled it a Karimi Pit production, so you know. He's the DP, he's the producer, he's helping me with casting, he's helping me with the script, he's over all the time, we're talking walks, we're writing notes, like, he's so committed and he's just, you know. Another person that we had on that just fucking took such ownership, did fucking everything, dude. Our AD, it's so unfair to call her an AD because she did everything. Angela. Yeah. You guys know Angela Guao?
I don't.
Angela, I can't
know.
fucking
You're not.
believe I'm going to say your
I'd like
name
to get to know
incorrect.
her,
though. Yes.
She's fucking phenomenal. So there was like us three that cared that much. Well, like Dave had to care in his way of like getting footage backed up, doing all those things. I have to care in the way of like making sure we can't run out of fucking water, dude. We can't fucking not have food. Like that. Those were stupid motherfucking things to be worrying about as a director. They were
Been there.
stupid fucking things to be worrying about.
Yeah.
I was fucking going to bed at midnight and then waking up at 4 to get to Walmart 30 minutes away to get all the supplies
Been
to
there.
get back at 5 to shoot at fucking 7. You know what I'm saying? Like stupid shit.
Yeah, so people that aren't in the business that we're in don't get to hear or see any of that. That's what I love about this podcast and bring it out there because this is an everyday type of thing for indie filmmakers.
Yeah. Well, it ain't fuck. I know if I did that every day, that'd be tight to be working on movies every day.
No, I was shocked when I got on this side of the camera because I was just an actor for Chris. That's how I got to know him. I was on his sets doing some stuff. We did some other things together, but I didn't see any of that. Then I got on the production side. And I'm like, holy crap. That's all. I didn't see any of that. And then you still turn out these movies. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Dude, no, they're behind.
It's a passion.
Behind of the movie is fucking. It's a crazy place.
Yeah, as a director, I mean, as an indie director with few resources, you got to do everything you got to do.
Yeah.
But everything you're doing that's not directing actors is taking away from what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I know for me, part of me is dying inside because I'm thinking about the water, I'm thinking about the food,
Yeah.
and I know it's important. I'm gonna do it, but god damn it, my job is to direct these people and to make this movie.
Yeah.
So it's tough.
It's a juggling act, that's for sure.
Oh, dude, the craziest fucking juggling act.
I just think it's great that you said that because I think everybody listening to that is thinking the exact same thing. You just said it out loud. We said it out loud because it happens. That's what's awesome about this podcast and what you're talking about here.
Yeah, man. And And I guess from that this would be like damn near advice to fucking someone doing their first feature, which is a little embarrassing to do since you guys have like fucking 10 features, but this is my little tidbit. As much as you fucking think that you and fucking 2 of your friends can conquer the entire fucking world, get at least one more person. Like at least one more fucking
know where I was
person.
going with that.
You know, like my personal actual logistic takeaway from this was I'm not cooking on set anymore. I will not work on a movie where they're like, if it's a tiny little fucking shoot, whatever. I'm not doing my next feature. I'm not cooking. No fucking chance. That ruined me. I'm not going to be in charge of craft services. That shit fucking ruined me. I'm not going to be in charge of fucking... I can be in charge of a ton of shit, but I can't be worried about, like, you know, the hierarchy of needs. I can't be worried about, like, fucking food and water for people. Like, that shit needs to be taken care of. And... man, I don't know. That's my big takeaway in the movie is don't drive to Walmart at 5
I have said that exact same thing, and it's not that you're too good for it.
Yeah.
You know, like I've said, I'm not too good to move a C-stand.
Yeah.
But that's not my job.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing your job is suffering.
Yeah.
But you
Very
have to
true.
you have to live it in order to understand that you need somebody else to do it.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
Right, and
For
I think
sure.
it's important so you
Yeah.
do understand that. And I was the food guy on our last. I was equal producer, equal everything in our company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew what my role was.
Right.
My role was to make sure Chris could get direct, and probably could have done a better job for Brock to act. And you picked up a lot of slack too, but we really wanted to make sure Chris could direct on this movie. So Brock took on the brunt of it, and I took on a lot of the jobs nobody wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I'm still shitty, so...
No, but wasn't it better?
No, it definitely made a
So
difference.
Yeah.
getting to where we are, probably the first feature maybe that you got almost 100% off your plate. Maybe
Pretty close, yeah.
Did that feel good, or were you like kind of a fucking addict, like hoping? You know what I'm saying? Like, were you like, I need a little bit of this fucking chaos?
No. I mean, because there's still chaos no matter what.
Yeah.
But it felt good not having to worry about the wardrobe, not having to worry about picking up the water.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, someone else is taking care of that. I don't have to get up at fucking 4 a.m. and
Go to Walmart.
Yeah.
That felt good.
That was
That was you on this one.
backy, yeah. No, but I still had to pull them away to have a meeting because somebody in the cast it wasn't going to be able to go forward or something. You know, there was other big stuff that had to go on that our attention was pulled to, but that's the stuff that needed to be done, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of that, did you have any issues with locations or cast or crew or anything that
Let me
threw
tell
for a
you
loop?
about all these fucking cocksucking motherfuckers on my cast and crew. No. No. Let's see. Locations. Yeah. Like, I remember one day we were supposed to be in what was like the office, like the main office of this movie taking place. It's like an old kind of train depot rock quarry type fucking shit. And it's just there, and it exists now as like a small tiny stop as a train station, but it used to like carry sand or whatever over. Well, anyway, someone booked it, and it wasn't like an insane problem, but someone booked it at like 3 and we had it like 12 to 8. But if you guys know 12 to 3, you're setting up, dude. You're just getting the fucking party started. So we had to modify and move and go outside, and we were not fucking prepared to go outside. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother, I don't know, just, that's another thing is contingency plans, but that's where it gets all chaotic in my head, because I'm like, how the fuck can you, like, that's a crazy math equation to try and get contingency plans together.
But you got everything shot, everything wrapped up. You're happy with it?
Yeah. This movie really came together in like the backyards and the garages and stuff. You guys do a lot of that? Like,
Yeah, done plenty of that.
Yeah.
Basements, backyards.
Shot right out here in the street here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tents, you said?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. All that shit is like, those are kind of the money shots, the ones that you're just like, okay, like, I'm a better filmmaker. I know this project more. I know what this, that's another thing, man. Sometimes it's like, and maybe this is me not having the reins as a fucking director, but it's like sometimes with all these fucking chaotic moving parts, you're just like, you don't know what this fucking movie is. You're just going to shoot something that you think this movie is going to be. You don't know what this fucking movie is. And then you edit, and there's another fucking leap of faith, you know.
How deep into editing are you right now?
We're done.
Are you
It's
completely
done.
done?
We are
Fantastic.
completely and totally done. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
so
on
it's
Netflix.
completely wrapped up in post? and
Have you guys
released.
not? Oh, I thought you guys watched it.
No.
Oh,
I
so we didn't know where to find it.
I didn't know it was out.
Yeah, I was telling these guys like, hey, it looks like it's still in post. So I'm interested to see when it's coming out here.
No, it's on Netflix.
No.
Oh,
Friday.
let's watch it tonight.
Yeah. No, it's not, dude.
Is Netflix?
The balls on this
you and
fucking
your
guy.
9 kids.
He's got 9 fucking kids. Now he's got
Oh,
a finished
man.
movie.
It is.
You know what
finished.
our next question was?
It is finished.
Did you even make a movie?
Yeah,
Nathan?
exactly.
Are you even Nathan Karimi?
Who are you?
Yeah. I think so, man. At least fucking right
All right,
now.
so where is it in?
It's
in
completely
post?
done. That's true. It's not on Netflix. Is the only thing I'm joking about. It's completely done.
Okay.
Yeah. And this has been maybe. I posted about it maybe 2 months, something like that. Nothing, not like crazy. Maybe a month. It's been done total.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you playing?
Dude?
This is the bigger suck.
Nothing that I have to say is really worthwhile about making movies because I haven't done anything with them.
You've made
No,
a movie.
yet.
That's a huge,
Made
huge.
it. Made it.
Everything you
Made
say
it.
about making movies is going to help who our audience is in this.
Yeah.
Because everything you've said, we've lived.
Yeah.
And you're just another testament to say we're all in this together, but you're
Yeah.
finishing projects. You keep driving forward. That's stuff we're preaching, right?
For
So-
sure. I do agree with that. I should reset. What I mean is in like selling the.
Yeah, that's
like,
so you're
it's
driving.
just more
You're,
so.
you're jumping in the deep end of the pool.
Yeah, I'm about to jump on the crazy train and I fucking do not have a ticket. I don't know, festivals, and then I'm gonna fucking call distributors and I don't know. I kind of have this, I guess, romantic idea of really owning everything and having like Gung Ho Jungle, which is my production company for more of the business side of things. Having them run distribution. So, for example, call airlines, call cruise ships, call every motherfucker that has a TV that wants to show some shit on TV and see if you can fucking buy some of their, not buy some of their time, them buy you for some of that time. Mm-hmm. And even if that takes a while, I'd almost rather see that and see what that process looks like. Because I'm just like, dude, imagine if like 8 of us in St. Louis got really good at that. I mean... we'd fucking slay. Anyway, that'd be the kind of the big dream is to do it ourselves and really understand that process. But to be honest with you, man, if someone gives me any kind of a minimum guarantee that comes anywhere near the budget, I'll take that probably.
All right.
You know?
Well, that's a smart answer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the days of like the big MGs,
Yeah.
pretty much done. Never
Yeah.
say never.
Yeah.
I mean, because you never know. But the lightning in a bottle, Blair Witch, again, I won't say something is impossible. It's
Yeah.
just highly unlikely.
No, it just has to happen, right? You can't plan it to happen. It's just got to happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what we're making is not going to happen.
Yeah,
we
so-
know where we're
Sure.
standing.
This is just always our hardest suck is the business side of the business.
Yeah.
It's not the creative. Being creative is hard enough.
Yeah.
But then trying to sell what you've created, good God.
Yeah, so we're getting ready to jump and dive into that same world here. And one thing we hope to do on this podcast is walk our listeners through
Yeah.
as we open up offers, as we
Yeah.
look at certain things and give them a real idea of what actually happens, right? If we go to festivals, what's that look
Yeah.
like? If we go to a distributor, because you're right, you got to get on the email chain and just start blasting it out there, right? And see if anything sticks.
Volume, dude. You're absolutely right. I say you're absolutely right. I'm guessing you're absolutely right. I, again, have no fucking clue.
It's a new
but-
game for everybody these
Yeah.
days.
It is.
really is.
And the
Yeah,
festival
for
circuit, for people at our level, all the top tier ones are basically off the list. Right? I mean, I know everyone wants to submit their first film to Sundance in
Yeah.
Toronto, and go for it.
Yeah.
But, kiss $50 goodbye. Maybe you'll get lucky.
Yeah, we do. You know, it's funny. We submitted to Fantasia, which is a pretty fucking
That's a big one.
big festival. I don't know, man. That's another fucking like. Let's just say we get in. Is the cavalry coming? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm a big fucking believer in like ownership of things, man. That's why I'm fucking pumped about the fact that you guys have fucking this down here, which is 16,000 times better than what I fucking have. Well, I told you I started a podcast.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks. I mean, like, not that word sucks that is a badass title. That shit is terrible. Like, I'm bad at it. I'm terrible at it.
Well, we
we don't
you're
even know
sitting
where
here
we are
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, you're down here, so,
But the funny thing is we started this because we thought we had to do that in order to drive what we're trying to talk about because nobody wants to listen to us, right?
Yeah.
And nobody wants to see it.
Yeah, that's
You're
what I
nobody
say
to
over and
somebody.
over again.
Yeah.
Until you're somebody, you're nobody, and if you're nobody, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit about filmmakers.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe your mom and dad, that's about it.
Yeah, like I scroll through, excuse me. I scroll through Rogan. Like I like Joe Rogan, and I'm
Same.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if that fucking puts me in a bad category. But I think Joe Rogan's fucking. I think he's hilarious. I think he's and I think he's the right kind of smart, which is inquisitive. But anyway, I was fucking today because I was Ubering, and for some reason, I know the fucking reason, dude. I kind of feel like Uber tries to fuck you a little bit. They put these little like side opportunities, like take 10 trips today in fine print. They have to be in person, like they can't be deliveries or whatever. Take 10 trips and get an extra $120. I notice I'm getting all fucking deliveries, way more delivery offers than I ever get. And I'm like, they don't want to give me this $120. So I fucking pulled over and I turned off deliveries, and then I ended up getting like 6 rides. And because I was getting these deliveries to start off the day, I was just like sitting in Walmart parking lot waiting on something. So I turned on, I looked up like filmmakers on Joe Rogan. There's so few, and you scroll through, and they're all documentary filmmakers, which God bless you, because documentary filmmakers are badass motherfuckers. Talk about inquisitive. But anyway, that's the point. Is I love like filmmaker podcasts, like so. Yes, I don't know what the fucking point was, but what you guys are doing is fucking badass.
What you said earlier was you wanted to control.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's big for us as well, because there's some things that are out of control, which you spoke about before. After you sign that paper saying who's going to represent your movie, you're out of control from there. You don't even know if the numbers are going to give you a fucking reel anyway.
I've heard that.
But
That's very true. Here's the thing. If a distributor likes your film, they are going to be your best friend. They are going to be calling you, emailing you all the time. They're your buddy. They're up your ass day in, day out until they get the deliverables. Once they get everything that they need from you, then they ghost your ass.
Yeah.
Then that's it. And I cannot tell you how many filmmakers have had that same sad story. Like, I was talking to these guys every day, and they were all into the movie, and we're going to do great things, and then nothing. And that first quarter report comes in, and it's like, oh yeah, we spent so much money on the P&A cap, and then we did cross collateralization, and gosh, guys, the cost we just really took a beating this first quarter, but I think second quarter numbers are going to look pretty good, and then the second quarter numbers you get even less, and third quarter,
if you get them,
they don't even talk to you anymore. That's so many, and I don't want to bring you down by saying that.
Dude, I look, it's either going to fucking happen for me or it's not. I mean, it's...
You're out there doing it, man.
Yeah, and the point is, for me, like, I'm at another one of these fucking... I personally am, like, in one of those down slumps after the movie.
Oh, no.
And
I get that.
I'm just like, dude, I've never maybe never before than now, and I believe this is a time when something good's going to happen. I've never wanted to get out of filmmaking more than now.
The lag time's an ass kicker, man.
It is, and I'm writing, and I got a script, and I'm just like, what if this was a novel? Like, like what the fuck? Like, what about just doing that, man? And then I can work a normal job, fucking pay my bills like a normal person. I can do all these fucking normal people things and write in the morning or write at night or find some fucking time when my kids get a little bit older. But I'm like, God, that sounds like the kiss of death when people say, oh, later.
We've asked each other before about sucks at the end of our podcast, and I think Greg had mentioned it one time, or maybe it's me. But what would suck more, not doing it or going through the bullshit of doing it?
I'm telling you, right now is one of those times where I'm like really leaning into not doing it anymore. Like I'm going to. I know myself. I'm going to. But I'm just saying this is definitely one of those times. So right now, I don't know, dude, because having 2 kids and fucking being paycheck to paycheck on shit and barely making it doesn't feel good. But I don't necessarily think that rich kids do any... Maybe they do a lot better. I don't know.
Not to make it. We talked a lot about throwing the money at somebody for their first film, right? It's like it's almost wasted because you don't have the experience, right? The money doesn't make experience. Experience makes experience. Makes your movies better. So what I see you're doing it right is you got a criteria for what you're going to sell it for, right, and what you want to do with it. It sounds like you got a great plan for it. Yeah, it's kind of the suck because it's the waiting part and it's the not knowing. But man, you got a film in the can right now that you can go. Right, you got a property. No, for sure, and I for sure. But like the part that I fucking love about it is kind of like over, and I'm like, fuck, I want to do the next thing. But it's like, dude, the next thing's not possible without this shit that sucks, you know. So Yep,
that's very true, and that was the trap I found myself in for years. Is we would wrap up production, and I'd be depressed, and it wasn't moving like I thought it was going to move. So what do I do to make myself feel better? Let's make another movie, because that's fun.
Yeah.
Even though that also sucks and it's kind of miserable, but it's that good kind of miserable.
Yeah.
It's that good kind of pain. It's like when your tooth hurts and you keep fucking with it because it kind of
It'll
feels good.
It might come out eventually.
great
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
Yeah.
And this Red Night at Skies was the first time, because normally I'm halfway through a production, I'm writing the next thing. I
Yeah.
got the next idea, man. This is gonna be the next thing we're gonna do. This is the first time I said, no, hold on, fuck that shit. I'm not gonna think about the next thing at all. There is no next thing.
Right.
This is the only thing.
Yeah, dude, that's a really, like, God, that's just a place to be in life. And it's so fucking funny, man. Like, I wanted to get here on time, so I kind of timed my Ubers so that I would be fucking done and have enough time to get here, so on and so forth. But I had a little bit more time than I fucking thought, maybe 25 minutes, and I put on this fucking I went to open up fucking this old book that I was like, damn, dude. Because I'm telling you, like, I'm in an actual, like, creative funk, so I'm trying to kind of find things that are fucking cool. Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to try to not listen to shit. That doesn't necessarily work, so I was looking for this old biography of John L. Sullivan, America's first heavyweight boxing champion. And I was like, I saw this thing, and it was like on the Audible or whatever, and it was like 6 states of growth, or 6 ways to grow, or whatever. And I'm like, damn, dude. I clicked on it and I started listening to it. It's the best type of thing of that I've ever listened to from the intro's perspective. And it was really talking about, like, the same shit everything talks about, habits, and being in, habits fucking contributing to, like, growth states, and being able to, like, snap on confidence because you, like, know the state to get into with it and shit. Just a fascinating fucking intro. And I'm talking about, I was listening to this motherfucker for like 15 minutes. I don't know why I got off in this tangent, but basically I will snap out of it and fucking end up doing another movie. But yeah, this shit's
you need to keep doing stuff. I can tell this is what your lane is.
Yeah.
People who are creative and want really cool things that happen in life, it doesn't happen every single day, so it gets us in funks.
Yeah.
But man, we got to keep pushing through it, because nothing's going to happen if you fucking bail.
Oh, no doubt.
So you got to keep
for
pushing.
sure. For sure, nothing will fucking happen if you bail. Yeah.
Yeah. So where can we see the trailer somewhere? Where can we? Is there anything we can?
Yeah, the trailer's on, like, YouTube. It's not the trailer; it's the teaser trailer.
Okay.
The trailer will be out soon. We're trying to get, like, someone cool to release the trailer, rather than, like, me putting it on, like, Facebook and, fucking jolting 39 people like it for my record-setting number.
Wow, 39.
No, I'm talking. Those are record-setting numbers for me.
We'd
Trust
be
me.
lucky to get to 39.
Yeah. Well, you guys will get there, man. You guys are this.
Someday.
The fact that you have this here set. Damn, you guys got 3 fucking cameras.
Right, 3 cameras.
Yeah, we're.
got
Don't be thinking people thinking that this is something that it's not. Because
Got a banner.
This is out on YouTube too, so you can really see what it looks like.
Yeah, man. What is each of you guys like rolling the movie or movies or?
This particular movie, I was one of the main actors, the main actor, and producer for this film, Red Night at Skies, and I've been producing with 88 for a couple films now as a supporting actor. And this, and I said, well, fuck it, I ain't gonna. I'm not raising any more money unless I'm the fucking dude. That's not exactly true, but yeah, that's just kind of how it went.
Yeah, man, you gotta fucking make it. So you like to be in front of camera?
I started off as an actor.
Yeah.
And then I decided, let's put more control into myself and start producing.
Yeah, for sure.
I was tired of waiting around for roles in the Midwest. They just weren't coming.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, well, fuck, let's do something where, I
Yeah.
can be in a movie and produce it too.
That's fucking.
That's
That's
my
the
role.
best, man. That's that ownership shit. It's a fucking beautiful thing.
Writer director.
Nice.
It's my only skills.
Godfather of 88. What are you talking about? And then I've always known Greg. I've met Brock through this, but they pitched me on a film we were going to do, but got shut down by COVID.
Yeah.
And
A boxing film.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait. Called what?
Cruiser.
So I'm in business.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I do. Sales and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I'm an actor too. So I was
Yeah.
acting for Greg a little bit and doing some stuff, and that's how I got to know Brock. But they had this thing, and they took it to the next level, and they got this. They got all this stuff together, and I'm like, oh crap! They're going to the next level, right? As far as you can go in independent film. And by the time they were done, I was kind of pitching them back their own movie, and they're like, hey, we got to bring this guy onto the team.
Nice.
So Red Knight was my first producing, so that was really my first time behind the camera.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot, and I tell these guys, man, I still got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
But having that third arm, I guess, or that third leg of the stool, or however you want to say it, it's I think it was key to us really taking the next step.
Brock and I said for years we need that third producing partner, and we had someone, but she essentially moved on to bigger and better things, working out of state.
Yeah.
In film. And,
Yeah.
you know, good luck and great for her.
Yeah, she's doing good for herself.
Yeah, she's kicking ass.
I do the taxes, I think, is what
That's pretty much. But pretty much, if one of us didn't step up, we couldn't have made Red Knight. Not even close.
Yeah, man. I feel you. I mean, it's funny. There's the Gorillas, who makes the movies, who made Oscar Tango Hellwater, who will do Kill the Coyote. That's myself, Dave Pitt and Nathan Karimi. So it's crazy, like how. Fucking quick side note, that when I won Blue Cat, I just get I'm getting all these emails from agents and managers talking about they want to read it, and I'm like, here comes the cavalry type thing, and so I was like, this is so fucking cool. My wife even made a comment. We were walking, and we were walking in the stroller with our daughter, and my wife goes, if this one doesn't do it, you got to see what you're doing wrong. And I'm like, yeah, because I was like, we were both just like, she gets pumped up with me too. And we're like, this is fucking it, This is fucking it for sure. All these agents and managers reaching out to me, so on and so forth. I called the girl that won it last year, and she's like, yeah, like I'm writing the fucking first movie for the New York Times, and I'm fucking doing this, and I'm doing that. She's doing all these fucking phenomenal things. And I talked to a dude who won it the year before, and he's got like a series that's going to be on fucking Amazon and all this shit. I'm like, damn, dude. None of that happened to me at even fucking close. I had one manager even really write back and was like, yeah, like this isn't for us. The movie just might not be right for a lot of fucking people. But anyway, I got an email from, off of that Blue Cat thing, I get an email from this guy, and it says Nathan Karimi, LA producer or something like that. And I'm like, oh, this is fucking cool. And I love taking these calls. Like one of them might actually, turn into something. Well, Kuzad writes me this fucking long-ass email about how he really resonated with, like, what I wrote for the biography and how he's Iranian, too, and holy shit, both our last names are Karimi and all these things. And, dude, he and I start talking, and, he, like, watched what we had of Othello. He came on as a late producer and was, like, giving us notes on things and just fucking, just fulfilling that producer role, making any kind of connections we needed, just constantly checking in, just fucking the best. Anyway, whenever he fucking came to St. Louis and visited, I gave him a gorilla hat, making him an official gorilla. So I guess long point being, I do understand that fucking kind of holy trinity shit. Like, you need 3 kind of producers.
Yeah.
At least. One question, though, I forgot to ask earlier. What is Oscar Tango about?
Oscar Tango Hellwater. So the reason it got that name, Oscar Tango Hellwater, OTH, comes from Othello. So it's basically Othello.
Horror reimaging of William Shakespeare's Othello.
Yeah, a horror reimagining of William Shakespeare's Othello. Yeah, that's kind of the basic.
I think that nails it right there.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess we gotta wrap things up
cool,
here.
Man.
So generally speaking, and thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Fuck yeah.
And what we tend to do here is talk about the highs, the lows, and the in-betweens of true independent filmmaking on the Indie Film Sucks podcast, presented by 88mm Productions.
Peace.
And it's on, all the social shit, whatever that is.
Keep sucking.
Thanks, guys, for having me on. This is fucking very fun.
All right.
Indie film sucks. Indie film sucks. It's the Indie Film Sucks podcast. Yeah.